10 hours. 10 hours! It took me that long to beat the end boss in this bullet hell, and let me tell you, it was a churn. Wait, this isn't the end? There is more? Shapeshifter Formations is a bullet hell roguelite, which, after a long early access period, finally released its 1.0 patch, seeing us fly and maneuver ships between countless enemies, dangerous projectiles, and face off against gigantic bosses with frustrating yet entertaining mechanics. So after nearly smashing my keyboard to bits, blaming my PC for being too slow, and facing the realization that it may have been me all along who's at fault, I invite you to join me while we explore Shapeshifter's Formations and whether it is any good. Summed up, the game doesn't look like much, granted, just like any other survival-like title. Picking a ship out of a growing roster and equipping it with one of many weapons, we launch into a flashy Tron-esque battlefield, encountering countless waves of an array of enemy types. Zigzagging between them is challenging yet incredibly satisfying due to powerful, varied weapons, a useful dodge ability, and an ultimate skill unique to each ship. Every destroyed enemy drops experience crystals, resulting in numerous level ups and impactful upgrades we can choose. Those, contrary to other survivors-like titles, feature innovative and new options with elemental effects, on-kill, on-hit, on-fire properties, and structures that follow us, healing our ship, shoot missiles at enemies, or block projectiles, to name a few examples. Once we survive a wave long enough, a tough boss fight starts, with various geometric blocks and puns trying to hold our progress. Regardless of whether we die or beat them and save our current run, we get to visit a handful of upgrading options in form of different skill trees, which are one of great but also the most infuriating features of the game, but more on that in a minute. The choice of ship as well as weapon is essential for the game's style, since each ship not only has a unique ability, like a barrier that blocks projectiles, a barrage of missiles, or a slashing dodge roll that destroys enemies, but further come equipped with a passive that impacts the run in various ways. One profits from setting enemies ablaze and having a chance to burn others as well. Another ship has a higher crit chance and movement speed, while yet another one combines the ability of a lightning tower and a higher shock status to make its enemies go up in electric explosions. The variety of ships combined with the numerous weapons gives us great freedom of choice, seeing us pick machine guns, grenade launchers, or corrosive missiles swarming the enemies. This status effect of corrosion is just one of 4 elements we can beef up to insanity, with each element having one specific effect, like corrosion increasing incoming damage per stack, while burn, well, it has the same effect as me sitting in the sun for 5 minutes. Just to be clear, I am pale as fuck. Utilizing those effects as well as the numerous upgrades sees our ship become incredibly strong, while the incoming hits of our enemies do not fall behind. To avoid those, we have a nifty little dodge roll, which we can increase in usage numbers via the help of a few skill trees, while the typical level up enhancements can further impact the dodge's effects. Those in-run upgrading options can, for example, see us gain a movement speed after a dodge roll, shock a close-by enemy after evading them, or even destroy projectiles near us, which is incredibly helpful in the later boss stages, which light up more than a Christmas shop in December. The dodge rolls, however, are far from the only skills we can empower, with near-endless upgrading options all falling under a specific tag, like helpful machines, shooting periodically being tagged structures. Those tags are strategic choices we can look for or ban from a run through the mentioned talent and skill trees in the main menu. Those are 3 in numbers, with artifacts being fixed power-ups that heavily change our runs. The actually named skill tree unlocks useful RNG options, as well as machines we find in the shop, which is an intermission after each boss fight. And the last one is the Paragon tree, which gives us general stat upgrades with points we gain the further we progress during a run. Those enhancements are essential to make the upcoming runs easier and fill up with more content. But here is the first frustrating hurdle I found with this title. 2 out of 3 of these trees are progress locked, meaning the points for the artifact tree are mostly gained by finishing a run, while the Paragon tree only opens up after reaching level 35 in the skill tree, which took me roughly 7 hours. 7 hours to unlock a new set of upgrading options, which should make the run smoother and easier is, well, let's say it is a bold developing decision. Furthermore, there is another gripe I have with the title, which is in the same ballpark of my first complaint, and it's actually the biggest issue I have with the game. While it has taken me 7 hours to reach level 35, unlocking the Paragon tree, I was still not able to beat the last boss, since I either picked weak upgrades and dealt too little damage, had trouble avoiding the numerous and fast boss mechanics, or a combination of both. But finally, after being successful and beating Octagonopus, great name by the way, the game starts to loop, and we could either stop the run or replay the 4 levels again and again, constantly getting more crowded with stronger enemies. While I was happy with this loop, resulting in a meaningful progression throughout the longer run than the usual bullet hell roguelikes, 2 additional content packages opened up. The first is an increase in difficulty settings, giving us more of a challenge. Yeah, no. And the second is an additional skill tree for each ship and weapon we can enhance further. Hiding this necessary upgrading tool behind tough bosses, and therefore seeing many people who desperately require those upgrades, me included, they might never even see them due to not beating the end boss. It is an absolute shame, and I can confidently say that the difficulty level is a tad too much. Hell, I finished Cuphead not easily, but I did it, and this game still blasted me away countless of times. So let's conclude before I get aggressive again. The music of the game is top notch, the visuals are distinct and memorable, and the amount of customization options is amazing. But locking them behind endless grinds and tough hurdles may hurt the game more by punishing generic players and shying them away while trying to cling to the more hardcore base. Regardless of that, I had, or rather I still have, an absolute blast with the game, but now I will finish the review with a Zen meditation and a nice cup of finish the second loop!